Return on investment is a useful technique which provides a basic yardstick for measuring whether or not investor capital has been used effectively for generating reasonable amount of return. ROI can be used to measure overall performance of an organization or of its individual department or division. So students, it means ROI, return on investment, is a useful technique which provides the basic whether the investment must be made or not. It helps us to know the profit and loss. Sorry. Generating reasonable amount of return. ROI can be used to measure overall performance of an organization or of its individual department. ROI formulas equals to net income by sales into sales upon total investment. Net income before or after tax may be used for making comparisons. Total investment includes both working as well as fixed capital invested in business. According to this technique, ROI can be increased either by increasing sales volume proportionately more than total investment or by reducing total investment without having any reduction in sales volume. ROI provides top management an effective means of control for measuring and comparing performance of different departments. It also permits different departmental managers to find out the problem which affects ROI in an adverse manner. So, return on investment is a very keen decision made by the top management, uh, which results in effective measure to control over the different types of investment made by the organization. It permits departmental manager to find out the problem which affects ROI in an adverse manner. Next is ratio analysis. Ratio analysis refers to analysis of financial statement through computation of ratios. The most commonly used ratios used by organization can be classified into following categories, but for our study it is just a ratio. Liquidity ratio are calculated to determine short-term solvency of business. Analysis of current position of liquid fund determines the ability of the business to pay amount due to its stakeholders. So liquidity ratios today, it is nothing there. Liquidity ratio is the term which helps us to know whether we are having enough cash to pay off to the stakeholders time to time their part of profit. Solvency ratio which are calculated to determine the long-term solvency of business are known as solvency ratios. Thus these ratios determine the ability of a business to service its indebtedness. Profitability ratio. These ratios are calculated to analyze the profitability position of a business. Such ratios involve analysis of profit in relation to sales or funds or capital employed. So profitability ratio is also nothing, student. This ratio is thus to know the profit position of a business. Then turnover ratio are calculated to determine the efficiency of operation based on effective utilization of resources. Higher turnover means better utilization of resources. The table given below gives example of some ratios commonly used by managers. The very first is responsibility accounting. Responsibility accounting is a system of accounting in which different sections, divisions, and departments of an organization are set up as responsibility centers. The head of the center is responsible for achieving the targets set for his center. Responsibility centers may be of the following types. Cost center. A cost or expense center is a segment of an organization in which managers are held responsible for the cost incurred in the center, but not for the revenues. Cost and revenue are two different terms. Cost, which includes all the types of expenses made by the organization. A revenue, which is in a small term. For example, in a manufacturing organization, production department is classified as cost center. A revenue center. A revenue center is a segment of an organization which is primarily responsible for generating revenue. For example, marketing department of an organization may be classified as a revenue center. May I think students are now it is clear. What is cost and what is revenue? Manufacturing organization, when they are producing, it is a big term of expense rate. It is known as cost center. When the same expense is made in a small term, that is like for example marketing expenses made by the organization is considered as revenue. Cost. Profit center. A profit center is a segment of an organization whose manager is responsible for both revenue and cost. For example, repair and maintenance department of an organization may be treated as a profit center. Investment center. An investment center is responsible for not only for profit but also for investment made in the organization, made in the center in the form of asset. The investment made in each center is separately ascertained, and return on investment is used as a basis for judging the performance of the center. Next is management audit. Management audit refers to systematic audit appraisal of the overall performance of the management of an organization. It is a modern technique, students. In this, we are making an audit of on day-to-day performance of the managers. The purpose is to review the efficiency, effectiveness of management and management and to improve its performance in future periods. It is useful in identifying the deficiencies in the performance of management functions. Thus, management audit may be defined as evaluation of the functioning, performance, and effectiveness of management of an organization. The main advantages of management audit are as follows. It helps to locate present and potential deficiencies in the performance of management functions. It helps to improve the control system of an organization by continuously monitoring the performance of management. It improves coordination in the functioning of various departments so that they work together effectively toward the achievement of organizational objectives. It ensures updating of existing managerial policies and strategies in the light of environmental changes. So the main aim of management audit is to locate present and future potential deficiencies in the performance of management. It improves the control system of an organization. It makes the coordination of different people working in an organization so that they can focus on organizational objective. It ensures updating of existing managerial policies and strategies. So this was management audit. Next is PERT and CPM. PERT means program evaluation and review technique. CPM means critical point path method. There are important network techniques used in planning and controlling. These techniques are especially useful for planning, scheduling, and implementing the time-bound projects involving performance of a variety of complex, diverse, and interrelated activities. These techniques deal with time scheduling and resource allocation for these activities and aims at effective execution of projects. The steps involved in using PERT CPM are as follows. The project is divided into a number of clearly identifiable activities which are then arranged in a logical sequence. A network diagram is prepared to show the sequence of activities, the starting point and termination point, that is the end point. Time estimates are prepared for each activity, but requires the preparation of 3 time estimates: optimistic, pessimistic, and most likely time. In CPM, only one time estimate is prepared. In addition, CPM also requires making cost estimates for completion of project. The longest path in this method is identified as the critical path. It represents the sequence of those activities which are important for timely completion of the project and where no delay can be allowed without delaying the entire project. If required, the plan is modified so that execution and timely completion of project is under control. PERT and CPM are used extensively in areas like shipbuilding, construction projects, aircraft manufacture, etc. Management Information System (MIS). Management Information System is a computer-based information system that provides information and support for effective managerial decision making. A decision maker requires up-to-date, accurate, and timely information. MIS provide the required information to the managers by systematically processing a massive data generated in an organization. Thus, MIS is an important communication tool for managers. It also serves as an important control technique. It provides data and information to the manager at the right time so that appropriate corrective action may be taken in case of deviation from standard. MS offers the following advantages. It facilitates collection, management, and dissemination of information at different levels of management and across different departments of the organization. It supports planning, decision making, and controlling at all levels. It improves the quality of information with which a manager works. It ensures cost effectiveness in managing information. It reduces information overloads on the managers as only relevant information is provided to them. Thank you for today's class. I hope you have understood the topics of management control. Though the last topic was not so important, but still a reference is needed so that you will be knowing how to measure, how to control the things. Thank you.